Hi everyone. Today I just want to talk about better friendships as a sober benefit. And I know for many people listening today, this is one of the biggest reasons why they don't want to drink, they don't want to quit drinking alcohol. And I've been there before, and nobody wants that fear that in a month's time or in a week's time, none of their friends will be phoning and asking them to go out or do anything. But what I do want to tell you is before I go into these kind of 5 points I want to bring up is that over time you realize a lot of these friends are just acquaintances. They're not real friends. They're just people that you went to the pub with, and there's not much out of that. These friends probably would never go out for dinner with you. They would never go to a concert sober. They'll never come round to your house and just kind of sit there and chat about things. They're just pub friends. But there's nothing to be afraid of. I think once you're a few months in and you've got the bad habit behind you, then you find that who your true friends are. And you, like I say, you might worry about the fact that, I won't speak to this person at the pub. I mean, at the moment, it might sound really daunting, but after a while, like I say, it's just, you're just an associate for them. They don't, you'll find out they don't really look at you like a proper friend, like somebody you went to school with or a family member. They're just wanting their drinking buddy, and they miss their drinking buddy probably, but you slowly drift away. And don't worry, that's fine. You'll be in a completely different mindset when you quit drinking alcohol. And I think the first point I want to raise is what you need to remember is I think you'll end up in a stage where you have more authentic connections with people. I think your group of friends might change a bit. All your actual friends, your school friends, and the people you've known for 20 years, they'll always be there. And I think you'll have more authentic connections with them. I just think with your pub friends, like say if you look back, I mean, what kind of relationship did you really have? It's always just meeting at the pub for sports. You know, were they really that interested in kind of who you were? Did you ever meet them outside of that kind of pub atmosphere? And I just think, the authenticity without alcohol is there because people are meeting you at a bar, at an event to get hammered together. Compare that versus meeting somebody like a good friend or a good family member in a cafe, meeting them at the street or meeting them even at a concert, and they're there just to see you. They want to know about your day. They want to know how you're doing. They want to know kind of all the ins and outs of your week. And that connection and authenticity just doesn't really happen when you're speaking with a friend at the pub. Another thing that happens is, with regards to your friendship, is just your kind of trust and reliability. Remember now that you've not started, that you've stopped drinking, sorry, you become more trustworthy and reliable. And there's so many people that I've watched YouTube videos with. I originally quit alcohol in 2017, then I kind of got back on the bad habit of drinking, and now I'm alcohol free again. And it's just the amount of posts I've seen, YouTube videos where people just started getting that trust back from friends and family, whether it be you can babysit the kids now, you can look after your friends' kids. Maybe it's nothing personal against you, but they know maybe you've been drinking that day. They know you've maybe got a hangover, but now as the non-drinker, you're the trustworthy one and also the reliable one. And it goes to your work as well. Maybe your boss, there's been a few emergencies and they phoned you at 7 in the morning and you've already been up, and they know you're not a drinker. They know you're never going to drink drive if you're driving a van or driving home after your shift or going to see clients. I mean, who better to send into a meeting with a new client than the person who looks great? They know they're not going to be hungover. They're going to be right on the ball. And just to have that trust from other people, it's nothing that personally I ever craved, but it is a good feeling when somebody comes into a room and the first person they go over to you in the room of you and your friends or you and your family is they come over to you and say, can you help me here, or I've got this problem on Saturday, can you maybe help out, because they know you're the reliable one. They know you're going to be there. You know you're going to be on top of the game. You're not going to phone up or message the night before saying sorry, I'm too hungover or I ended up going out. And just to have that trust and reliability is just amazing. Another thing is just deeper quality time with people. I meet friends now and friends of friends, maybe every Friday or other Fridays, and I meet them during the week or when they come to visit where I live. And it's just amazing with the no brain fog, the quality time you spend together. Before, as you know, when you've got a hangover or you're kind of thinking of drinking or, maybe I can get a pint somewhere, you're not fully engaged. So when someone comes and visits me, I'm really kind of interested in what they're doing and what they're saying and what they've been up to. And I mentioned in my last video, it's the same, when you go on holiday and you don't have that brain fog, you're so invested in when you go into museums, it's a new city and you're trying the food and you might go on a whiskey tour or a wine tour and you're just right in on it. And that happens with friendships as well. When your best mate comes round, they'll probably open up to you, and that's linked with the trust and reliability that I mentioned before as well, because they're looking at you now like that you're this, you're on top of the game, you're doing well at work, you're saving, you're looking good, you're maybe going to the gym or you're walking a lot, and the house looks good, it's clean, there's no crap lying about, the wallpaper isn't half hanging off, the DIY that you meant to fix 2 years ago, but you couldn't be bothered. They're looking up to you now, and they naturally can find in you, and you're interested in it. You're interested in people, and those connections just get deeper, and it's really good. I've got a great group of friends that I have really good chats with, and everyone's got issues on. And the amount of people that have just kind of more opened up to me about stuff, in their marriage or their work, and they just want a bit of advice because, like I say, they see you as this person who's in control of their life. And who do you want to speak to when you're having issues? You want to speak to that friend or family member who's on top of things. You don't need to be a psychologist or whatever, but like I say, they see that you're smashing it every single day, every week, and they think that you have the answers, and you probably will because you're just that different type of kind of trusting person now who's interested in their friends, who's bettering themselves and others around them. It's kind of really remarkable. Um, the last point I want to bring up is just about better friendships. Is I think you end up having a healthier social circle, and there's so many good things that come with that. I think we can all admit there's some people in your friends or friends of friends or family that are kind of poisonous. Is that even the kind of right word to use to what you're trying to get to? Because maybe, like say, maybe you do have desires to, go back to college or university or start your own business, start your own YouTube channel. But this person or persons are just, they're messaging you every weekend. Let's go out. Let's get drunk. Let's take this. Let's take that. And you just can't say no. And you have to kind of think, you need to think to yourself, if they weren't pestering me all the time to go out and coming round with beers and calling me this and that, like, oh, you're a pussy because you're not going out, where would you be? So I look at my circle now, and I've still got all my school friends are here. I've still got loads of friends that I've met, like ex-works colleagues and family members. The relationships couldn't be better. And I look around my circle now, and it's just brilliant. Every because like I say, you're just going back to the other points. You're trustworthy, you're reliable. You always make an effort to meet them. You never cancel because you're too hungover. You're the one suggesting to them. Like I say, they're I think a lot of people, I'm 41, there's a lot of people kind of this binge drinking issue that a lot of people in the UK have, and I'm sure they have in the US and around the world, and want to get rid of it. And you're the person that they can find in. And the social circle that you'll have, it's just really healthy. And there's nothing better than, at the weekend going to meet people that respect what you're doing, understand what you're doing, and appreciate what you're doing, and they're not pestering you. And all, like I say, all those people that led you astray, people that maybe came round with substances or came round with a six-pack of beer and hey, let's get on it when you didn't really want to, and then you end up phoning in sick or you wake up hungover and you need a beer to settle you down. They'll all be out of your life because they were just acquaintances. They just wanted a drinking buddy or a smoking buddy, and that just disappears. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm releasing daily videos at the moment. Please like and subscribe. if you like the channel. And this is just one of many, many benefits of not drinking alcohol. And like I say, you might be a bit scared at the moment with regards to what friends will I lose, but you don't. You only lose acquaintances. You don't lose actual friends. They'll always be there. All right, take care, everyone.